Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. This video is going to be about some cool nickels from 1943 until 1946. So what I do on my channel is I share with you some of my coins and tell you what to look for in your very own coin collection. And I try and focus on rare, error, and variety coins that might be worth a little bit more than face value that you can pull out of circulation without spending a whole ton of money. Alright, so this coin that we have here is 1946, so we'll get to that later. Here's a 1944, and this one right here, drastically different color than the previous two that we pulled out, is dated 1943. Now this one is a little bit different color because it has a different metal content. So as many of you probably know, in 1943, the United States was involved in World War II, so they kind of switched up the metal content a little bit in the nickels so that they could use that metal for the wartime effort. So this coin right here is 35% silver, 56% copper, 9% manganese. It has a weight of 5 grams. That's compared to the regular nickel, which is mostly copper. It's 75% copper, 25% nickel, and has a weight of 5 grams as well. So you might be wondering what makes this coin valuable. It's mostly because of the silver content. So the silver content has a melt value of about 98 cents according to today, January 21st, 2018 silver prices. So that jacks up the price immediately for one of these nickels. The face value is obviously 5 cents, so it being worth about 98 cents is quite a return on investment if you pull this one out of circulation. So a little bit about the coin itself. World War II prompted the rationing of many commodities. Nickel was highly valued in its use for armor plating, and Congress ordered the removal of this metal from the 5-cent piece. Effective October 8, 1942, from that date and lasting through the end of 1945, the 5-cent pieces bore the regular design but were minted out of an alloy of copper, silver, and manganese, as I mentioned earlier. It was anticipated that these emergency coins would be withdrawn from circulation after the war, so a prominent distinguishment was added to the coin. So that prominent distinguishment is that right there. So that way the mint could pull these out of circulation after the war. Coins from all three mints bore the large mint mark at the top, right above Monticello. There's Monticello, Jefferson's home right there, and then there is the mint mark at the top. So we see United States of America at the bottom right here, E pluribus unum, as you would expect, and the S for San Francisco at the top. The letter P was used as a mint mark for the first time on a U.S. coin. So normally the U.S. coins didn't have the P on them because Philadelphia was the first mint that started making coins. So when they first started making them, they didn't need to have the P on them because they were the only mint that was producing coins. So there's no need to distinguish yourself if you're the only one. But then later mints, Denver and San Francisco came out, so they didn't really need to have the P on them. They would just put mint marks on the other coins. However, since they really wanted to distinguish this one for the wartime coins, they put a large mint mark on them so that then they could pluck them out of circulation. Alright, so that's the 1943 nickel. The 1944 nickel actually should look a lot like that 1943, unless you have one of these cool ones right here, which are known as the Henning Counterfeit nickels. Now I made a video about this in December, so a few months ago. If you're interested in more information on that, you can check that out. But what I have here is actually pulled this one out of circulation as well. This is a 1944, what's known as a Henning nickel. And what happened is this guy, Leroy Henning, of Errol, New Jersey, started making counterfeit nickels. Can you believe that? He was making counterfeit nickels in 1954 and trying to pass them off as 1944 nickels. He had been previously arrested for counterfeiting $5 bills. So the real way that you can tell that this is a counterfeit nickel is because it has the 1944 date on the reverse, but it doesn't have a large mint mark right there where it should. Also, there was a slight error in his die, which caused the R in E pluribus unum to have kind of a bubble in the R. So that's a key giveaway right there as well. So the 1944 nickels were quickly spotted since Henning neglected to add the large mint mark of the Philadelphia Mint. He also made counterfeit nickels dated 1939, 46, 47, and 53. It is estimated that more than 100,000 of Henning's nickels reached circulation. Henning dumped another 200,000 nickels in Copper Creek, New Jersey, of which 14,000 were recovered. Another 200,000 were thought to have been dumped in Schuylkill River. I'm guessing that river is in New Jersey as well. He was caught, obviously, and he was sentenced to 3 years in jail and paid a fine of $5,000. So this Henning nickel, you can tell that it's a counterfeit because it's dated 1944, and all 1944 nickels should have the large mint mark at the top there, and they should have the, it shouldn't be a bubble in the pluribus unum. You can also tell if you have a wartime nickel with you. You can put them side by side and you can tell that these clearly don't have the right metal content in them. So this is the silver nickel, this is the counterfeit nickel, and this right here is a 1946 nickel. You can see it's different from these two as well. This one's 75% copper, 25% nickel. So we touched upon these two. Now let's move to that 1946. So 1946 is when they switched back to the regular metal content for the nickels. From 1946 until 2014, they all had this design on them right here. So we've got Jefferson facing the left, and then on the reverse we have Monticello, which is Jefferson's mountaintop home in Virginia. So this one right here, as I said several times throughout this video, 75% copper, 25% nickel, gives it a melt value of about 4 cents. So not really a profitable venture for you to hoard these coins and start melting them down. The 1938 through 1942 D version of the nickel were also made with the same composition, but generally are sold for a premium over their melt value due to their rarity. This one right here is kind of after the post-war efforts, so it's not worth quite as much money. Now there are a few error coins for this 1946 nickel. The biggest error coin out there would be if there was a wrong metal content error where they used the metal content of silver from the 1945 nickel but actually dated it 1946. So that would be one of the key ones that you need to look out for. But some others are a 1946 double die reverse, which at a mint state 65 has been said to be worth $350. There's also the 46D repunched mint mark, so that's a double of the mint mark. Let me get you a normal coin here so you can see the mint mark on them. So I don't have one, but it would be a double, so a double mint mark for the D, so it would be a D and then a D next to it. So the description of that 1946 repunch mint mark is as follows. The initial mint mark punched was inverted with a subsequent punch in the correct position. So they just messed up the first one and then repunched it. There's also a 1946 S double die obverse valued at $950 according to the Cherry Picker's Guide, and the doubling is evident in the counterclockwise spread primary on Liberty and the star and the date. So on Liberty, so let's look for that one. Liberty, the star, and the date. So the 1946 San Francisco mint mark. If you have one of those, check out for doubling in this section right here. Again, that's the 46 San Francisco mint mark. Alright, now if you enjoyed this video, please do check out some of the other videos on my channel. If you've made it this far, you probably have enjoyed it, so please do like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of the other videos on my channel. Hopefully you enjoy it. Take care, everyone, and best of luck coin collecting. Enjoy.